Today turned out to be a really exceptional day weather-wise. We got to ride our GS1100E, now officially 40 years old, going on 41, just like me going on 41. And one of the things about this bike that's always unique, no matter what the weather is, no matter what mood you're in, you jump on this bike. It's smooth, it's comfortable. You give it the gas and it goes, and it just brings back memories of the days when these were the super bikes of the time. Air-cooled engines and the rumbling exhaust and the styling with no fairings and no windshields and everything, and those big, beautiful instruments right up in front of you when you're riding. Now, I had other things I needed to do today. Oscar donated this wind slayer for the camera, the Canon. I got to try that today. I assembled that out before the ride. Karen wanted to put all the cushions out. She said, summer's here. I think she was right. And I wanted to get the bike all polished up and ready to go, of course, which I do anytime anyway. And we got brand new, almost brand new Michelin Commanders on this bike. New brake rotors, steel brake lines. We did a lot of upgrading on it over the winter. And today we get to enjoy the fruit of our labor, and the gods really do see everywhere. So before we get to ride today, Karen had a couple of things she wanted me to do around the farm. And the number one is we want to get our seat cushions all set up. It's really getting to be the time of the year where we want to barbecue outside and hang out outside with the family. And then when that's all done, open road. And I want to thank Oscar for that little wind slayer that's on the Canon camera now. We're going to use it today. I'm going to show it up close and personal because it may be something you want to add, and that's what this whole channel is about, is sharing good information and sharing our lives, actually. Time to get out our cushions. It is summer, and Karen wants the cushions out. And our whole yard changes once we get the barbecue and the cushions out. We're in summer mode at last. Summer comes, finally, to the farm. Needless to say, everything's growing like crazy. We're going to start harvesting soon. Now we have two of these Canon cameras, and the problem has always been wind noise. Now, and again, thank you, Oscar, for this contribution to our cause. So this is the package he gave me, and the wind slayers is little wind slayers. They look like little penny-sized pieces, and they go over the microphone of the camera for whatever camera you're using them on. So, believe me, this I really appreciate. If this works as well as I hope it does, I'll be real happy. And you can see how they go on over the microphone. And I'm hoping these are really going to work. And since Oscar contributed them, I'm pretty optimistic. So I want you to peel from the sheet. Kind of self-explanatory. It's a double-sided thing, and then put the little fur on top. And of course, get rid of that when you're done. Kind of self-explanatory, and we're going to really give this a try today. Now, it'll be interesting to see how long that lasts, taking it in and out of your pocket. That might be a problem. Well, we're going to give this a try. Okay, and today's the day we get to put this to the test. We'll know when we edit today's video down, if there's wind out to be had. So it looks like the fish are getting hungry again. But they're always hungry. I mean, they must have my genetic code in them or something. So it is finally summer here on the farm. Finally. Now, needless to say, this engine is an iconic design that all the drag racers wanted. All of the people of the day that were making cafe racers out of them and drag bikes and whatever. And that engine is really as bulletproof as any engine in my collection, and it has stood the test of time. This day started off nice and cool, but it didn't take long and it got hot, so I headed up by where the lakes are, which it's just a little bit cooler. And no breeze at all. Look at the lake. The lake is like glass. And we won't be able to put the wind slayer to the test today because there's no wind. But it really was a nice day. Now, I spend a lot of time cleaning and polishing this engine because to me it's the focal point of the bike. It's one of the things makes these old bikes so attractive to me. And modern bikes kind of, they just paint everything flat black and make it out of plastic. Now, what I love early in the morning like this is the smell of the dew or whatever it is that's in the air. Once you get in these shaded areas, it's a lot cooler. There's moisture in the air, and it's got a nice pine kind of smell. You don't get that when you're in your air-conditioned limo. You get it on a GS1100, though. I've got 3 exhaust systems for this bike, and this is from an 86, and this is the one that I think has the nicest sound. The only problem adapting it, you have to make a relatively complex bracket in the back, but once you do that, you got that nice rumbly sound, much nicer than a stock exhaust. Now, we used to have a standing joke in the family, and I had one of these knockoff fake Rolexes, and I'd show people, of course, and they'd say, oh, that's a fake Rolex. Yeah, of course, but I got a real one. You want to see the real one, too? Come on out to the garage, and I'd show them the GS, and then they'd see a big smile on their face, and anybody that knows GSs knows what that feeling is. My lovely bride Karen, who is a trained artist and has paintings all over our house, she thinks this is the most attractive of all the bikes. I've lined them up in a driveway. But one thing she loves is the color. And the Turbo Steve Turbo bike that we're in the middle of painting, it's very close to this color. And it's a very unique color. When you look at it in the sun, it really sparkles. Shame on me, I still haven't figured out a realistic way to mount that Valentine radar detector on this bike. I've had several people send in some ideas that I thought were worth considering, but every time I look at the possibilities, I just think, close but no cigar. But that's one of the only bad side about this bike is I don't have a radar detector, so I just ride it conservatively. Now, when I painted the rims about a year ago, I upgraded to EBC discs and to steel brake lines all around. And in the beginning, I was thinking it's a nice little change, yeah, but it was better than the way it was. But once those pads got embedded into the new discs, this has really nice brakes, and they just keep getting better. EBC. Now, my humble collection has one bike from every 10-year period that I've been involved in motorcycling, and this is my 80s bike. And this bike, the memories of riding around, each manufacturer had a very similar bike. There were CBXs, and oh my God, every manufacturer had something similar to the GS. But I personally, and of course all in the eye of the beholder, I fell in love with the GS, and I was tempted to get other bikes, always came back and was loyal to the GS. Now, it was a big part of my life that I worked 2 jobs, and I dreamed about the day I would hopefully be able to only work 1 job. Then there was a time I worked 1 job, and then I had my own business. But even when I had my own business, my dream was that I would have a conservative lifestyle, that somewhere down the road I would be able to ride every day. And I'd have a bike collection like the one I have that would bring back all the memories of all the years I've been involved in motorcycling. And I have enjoyed every one of them. And every one of these bikes has a special meaning to me. And it's time now to get back to the farm. But it's really turned out to be a spectacular day. Just unbelievable. You got all our summer stuff out. This probably I should count as the beginning of the summer riding season. I don't know. I got to get out my summer riding gear. It's getting too hot for leathers. Anyway, we have really had a great time today. And as always, the GS always runs like a Rolex watch. It's always amazing to me how quickly time goes by on a motorcycle and how pleasant the time is. And whether you're riding alone or with a group of friends, it's a very special thing to be able to just get on a motorcycle and leave reality behind. And in my case, it's even better because I get to shoot some video every day, or almost every day. And I get to share it with a group of friends and a group of people that subscribe to the video that all seem to be on the same channel I'm on, of enjoying the motorcycles you have, dreaming about the ones you don't have, remembering the ones you sold by mistake. Boy, I got a lot of memories of that. I wish I would have kept them all. And what a different world it would have been for me if I had a giant garage. But unfortunately, I don't. But I do try to enjoy every day of the life I've been able to have. And thanks so much for watching.